All right, buckle up, because today we're diving headfirst into the 2024 election. And yeah, I know what you're thinking, not another election deep dive, but trust me on this. We're not just skimming the surface here. We're going deep, deep down into the fascinating world of prediction markets, specifically Polymarket, to see what the data is telling us. You know, kind of like those crystal balls fortune tellers use. Except instead of vague prophecies, we've got hard numbers and real money on the line. So think of Polymarket as this giant global betting platform where people can bet on almost anything, from sports to stocks to, you guessed it, elections.
It's a fascinating way to gauge public sentiment, wouldn't you say?
Totally. It's like tapping into the collective wisdom, or maybe the anxieties of thousands of people. And right now, they're seeing some pretty interesting things about VP Harris's chances. Like, get this, Polymarket users are giving her a 77% chance of winning the popular vote.
That's significant, no doubt, but as we know, the popular vote doesn't always translate to an electoral victory.
True, true. But here's where it gets even wilder. Polymarket's also predicting she'll flip FUR major swing states that went to Trump last time. We're talking Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Nevada. The gang's all here. Now, for anyone who's not a total election nerd like myself—
You mean enthusiasts?
Right, election enthusiasts. Swing states are those battleground states where the vote's always super close.
They can make or break a candidate's chances, and these particular states, well, they've got a history of being real nail-biters.
Oh, tell me about it. And if those Polymarket predictions are anything to go by, we're in for one heck of a ride.
Absolutely. These states, especially the Rust Belt trio of Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Michigan, they were pivotal in Trump's 2016 victory, defying many expectations. If they were to swing back to the Democrats, it would signal a major shift in the political landscape.
Imagine that, the Rust Belt turning blue again. Talk about a plot twist. It would be like the sequel no one saw coming, but everyone secretly wanted to see. But hold your horses, because those swing state predictions, they're not exactly landslides. Pennsylvania and Nevada in particular are about as tight as a drum. We're talking 52% and 51% in Harris's favor, respectively.
A statistical dead heat. It really underscores just how unpredictable this election could be.
Right. Like trying to predict which way a coin will land. But even with all the uncertainty, one thing's clear. Those Polymarket odds are painting a fascinating picture. A snapshot, if you will, of how public sentiment is shaping up. And right now, that snapshot shows Harris with a 52% chance of winning it all, putting her 5 points ahead of, you guessed it, Donald Trump.
But before we get ahead of ourselves, remember, things can change quickly in the world of politics.
Oh, absolutely. This is just the first act, folks. We got a long way to go. Because rewind just a couple months back, and it was Trump, yeah, you know him, dominating those Polymarket odds, like cruising to victory, comfy lead, had everyone thinking, here we go again.
It did seem that way for a while, didn't it?
Right. Total deja vu vibes, but then plot twist. The tides turned.
The political winds shifted, you might say.
Exactly. Like the ground shifted under our feet. And that sure bet for Trump. Well, according to Polymarket, it's a dead heat now. So what happened? What could shake things up that dramatically? Well, our sources, they point to a couple of biggies. First up, that first debate, remember. Seems it didn't quite go as planned, at least for Trump.
Right. The article mentions a dip in his Polymarket odds right after, like a 3% dip, which in election prediction land, that's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, not a knockout punch, but definitely a love tap, you know. A wake-up call, like, hey, maybe you can't just phone this one in. But here's where it gets juicy and where crypto comes back into the picture. Remember Trump's grand entrance into the cryptosphere? World Liberty Financial, ring a bell.
Ah, yes, his very own crypto token. Quite the headline grabber.
Right. And according to this article, it might have backfired, at least with a key group of voters, those crypto enthusiasts. Some saw it as, well, a little cynical, you know, like jumping on the crypto bandwagon just to cash in.
It certainly raised eyebrows, especially given his past skepticism towards crypto.
Totally. Talk about a mixed message, right?
Indeed. And it highlights the challenge of appealing to this emerging voter bloc, the crypto voter.
Because they're a different breed, aren't they? Not your typical left or right voters.
Exactly. They're tech-savvy, often highly engaged, and their numbers are growing rapidly.
And ignoring them. Big mistake.
Absolutely. But here's the catch. Appealing to them is tricky.
How so? Just promise them a Bitcoin in every wallet.
If only it were that simple. They're a diverse bunch with a wide range of views. A one-size-fits-all approach, yeah, that's not going to fly.
So was Trump's crypto play genius? Or a major fumble? It's like he put his money on black and red at the roulette table.
A gamble, for sure. On one hand, it got people talking, positioned him as somewhat tech-savvy, but on the other hand, rubbed some the wrong way, especially with those past criticisms of crypto.
Yeah, like, wait, now you're into it? Which is it?
Agree.
And it makes you wonder, beyond all the headlines and hype, where do the candidates really stand on this whole crypto thing? What does it mean for the future of the industry, for regulation, for innovation? Which brings us to VP Harris. Because for all the talk about crypto, her campaign platform, it's silent. Not a peep about crypto. What's up with that?
It's deafening, isn't it, this silence? You'd think with all the hype, crypto would be front and center.
Right. It's like the elephant in the room that everyone's politely ignoring, but instead of addressing this crypto elephant, Harris is all about Social Security, student loan debt, affordable housing, the classics, all super important issues, don't get me wrong, but not exactly what gets the crypto crowd hyped.
It's a curious strategy, to say the least. Makes you wonder if it's deliberate. Sidestepping the whole crypto minefield.
Avoiding those regulatory headaches.
Exactly. Maybe playing it safe, not wanting to alienate those traditional voters who still think Bitcoin's something you buy at Starbucks.
So she's trying to walk this tightrope, appeal to the tech-savvy voters, without scaring away those still figuring out how to use Venmo. Tough needle to thread, for sure.
It is, and you have to wonder, could this silence backfire?
How so? Isn't silence golden sometimes?
Sometimes, but in this case, it could be seen as indifference, even fear.
While Trump, for all his missteps, at least he's engaging with the crypto world, right?
Right, he's out there doing his crypto dance, even if it's a little clumsy.
And Harris is over here like, I don't know what you're talking about.
A risky strategy for both of them, wouldn't you say?
Totally. Trump's crypto gamble could alienate as many voters as it attracts.
Yeah.
And Harris's silence, well, it speaks volumes, even if she isn't saying anything.
Exactly. And that's why it's crucial for voters to look beyond the headlines, the hype.
Beyond those Polymarket predictions, even.
Because this isn't just about who's up or down in the polls this week.
It's bigger than that, isn't it?
It's about the future of technology, of innovation,
Yeah.
and how those things will shape our world, our lives.
So as we inch closer to November, here's something I want you to consider. Should candidates be more upfront about their stance on crypto, even with all the uncertainty, all the unknowns?
And what should matter more to voters? Potential market swings, or a candidate's vision for the future of this technology?
Big questions, no easy answers. But hey, that's what we're here for, right? To get you thinking, get you informed. Because ultimately, it's your vote that counts. And who knows, maybe even your crypto holdings could play a part in shaping the outcome. This election, it's not just about picking a side. It's about deciding what kind of future we want to build. And that's a conversation worth having, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely.
All right, folks, that's a wrap on another deep dive. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and most importantly, stay engaged, because the future, it's waiting for no one.